Sea. Marvelous creation, endless horizon, shimmering like an infinite pool of diamonds, teeming with life, beauty abundant, a vast population of otherworldly organisms. Majestic, the waves roll against the shore, powerful as they rise and fall, curl and crash. See the water dance? Whirlpools, splashing, reflecting, a soft strip of warm, squishy sand against a wild, raging sea, an unpredictable void of black water, the power to start life, the power to end life. Merciless. The sun blazes, I am envious. The sun sets, I must rest. The ocean bids me farewell as I retreat, knowing I will return tomorrow, when the sun climbs high again. Now, I know the sea is a pretty inane thing to write about, but I did my best to take a metaphorical approach to it.
It's beautiful, Yuri. What inspired you to write about the sea?
Well, actually, it's because of the poems Natsuko and I wrote yesterday. They ended up being very similar to each other, so I wanted us to write about the same topic again. To better compare the differences in our writing styles and our thought processes, you know. Anyway, it was my idea.
Pfft. Okay then. It doesn't really matter to me whose idea it was. What a weird thing for either of them to lie about.
Of course, it's no surprise he'd agree to it. He probably just wanted to show off his simplistic technique. But I suppose it's not so bad to write about something simple on occasion. It's quite refreshing and allows me to calm my thoughts once in a while.
Man, these two have some issues that need to be worked out. Well, if I may be perfectly honest, both of you did a great job of trying out each other's styles.
That's good to hear. Perhaps we'll do it again one day.
Just maybe. Alright, Mateo, what do you think of this one?
Hi, Hallie. Have you thought about what you want to submit to perform at the festival?
What? No. I'll think about that over the weekend. Right now I want to know what you found out about Satori. His friendliness diminishes a bit.
Straight to the point, I see. You must care about him more than I realized. It's understandable. Your history with him, that's what holds you two together. It's an important thing, history. It defines who we are and the relationships we develop with others.
Mateo gives me a curious look.
History with someone defines how that person sees you, and how you see them.
I'm not sure what Mateo's getting at, but it's making me weirdly uncomfortable. Look, just tell me what you found out. Mateo gives a sigh. He seems almost disappointed, though I have no idea why that could be.
Tell me, Hallie, have you been flirting with Satori lately?
Flirting? What the hell does that have to do with anything? I'm not sure how to respond to that. I mean, I treat him like I always do.
Like a brother?
Brother?
Never mind. Look, I know how much you care about Satori, and I know how awful you'd feel if something bad happened to him. So keep an eye on him. He was very happy when you joined the club. To be honest, he didn't tell me why he's acting up. I'll stick to my original theory on that. In any case, this really isn't the time to be talking about it. Anyway, let's take a look at today's poem.
I let Mateo take the poem I'm holding.
Why does this not surprise me?
Mateo sighs and shakes his head as he hands my poem back.
It's a good poem. Perhaps reading it will put Satori in a better mood, since you clearly wrote it for him.
Huh? I didn't.
It doesn't matter. It really doesn't.
He forces a sad smile.
Anyway, I'll share my poem with you now.
Alright.
The Tale of the Ignorant Hermit. There once was a hermit who lived in a cave. The cave was... Dang, I scroll so fast. The cave was part of a small island. The island was on a lake. The lake was on a hill. The hill was tucked away in the deepest part of the woods. The woods were hidden behind a mighty mountain range. And the hermit was safe. He wanted for nothing. He worried about nothing. He knew nothing of the world outside his seclusion. And he was happy. The hermit lived in his cave, on his island, on the lake, on the hill, in the woods, behind the mountains, for as long as he could remember. The hermit didn't know he was ignorant. And he was happy. One day the hermit looked up at the sky, and he spotted a feather, drifting carelessly in the breeze. For the first time in the hermit's life, he was curious. He reached out and took the feather between his thumb and forefinger. Little feather, such a journey you have made. What brings you to my cave, on my island, on my lake, atop my hill in the woods, behind the mountains? What tales have you to share? The feather quivered in response. It matters not where you've been. It only matters where you'd end up, and what you learn along the way. You, meanwhile, will learn nothing, so long as you live in this cave, on this island, on this lake, atop this hill, in these woods, behind these mountains. You will remain an ignorant hermit. But my journey has just begun. With a gust of wind, the feather drifted afloat again. The hermit watched the feather climb higher until it disappeared. The hermit now had knowledge of his ignorance, and while he desperately clung to his safe home in the cave, on the island, on the lake, atop the hill, in the woods, behind the mountains, he is no longer happy.
I look up at Mateo quizzically. Am I allowed to know what this one's about?
I guess I can share my thought process behind this one. See, I have nothing against learning and seeking answers. Asking questions and gaining knowledge gives life meaning, after all. But you don't always have control over the kind of knowledge you receive. Sometimes you end up learning something new that you wish you never had, you know?
I think I get it. It's like not seeing a new movie yet and having someone spoil it for you by giving away the ending.
Exactly. You can't predict when someone is going to reveal something to you that you didn't want to hear, or when someone will force knowledge on you that you never even thought about. But after you learn it, it gets stuck in your head and you end up overthinking it. It can be annoying at the very least, or it could literally drive you insane. In a way, the curiosity of the human species is almost paradoxical. We're so desperate to learn and explore, but if we did find all the answers, wouldn't life lose its meaning? That's why I wrote this poem. Because sometimes, ignorance is bliss. Wouldn't you agree?
I do, actually. That's pretty deep stuff, man.
I'm glad you like it. Anyway, here's Mateo's writing tip of the day.
Oh boy, this again.
Sigh. Look, Satori trusts you more than anyone in the world. If he's going to tell anyone what's wrong with him, it's you. So just give him a couple days to cool off, then try talking to him again. I'm sure he'll be more willing to open up to you at that point.
Mateo?
That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Okay, you three. Since we're all done I was talking, Natsu. Since we're all done sharing poems, let's try to figure out.
Hold on a second. What do you mean, you three?
Natsuko glances around the room.
It appears Satori is missing.
Maybe he went off to take a leak.
No, I don't think so. He usually announces that sort of thing.
I smile a little to myself. When he's around me, Satori looks down on bathroom humor. I guess Mateo was right about one thing. Satori is a different person when he hangs out with the boys. Actually, he said he was going home early because he wasn't feeling well.
Oh, really? I hope he's all right. Well, perhaps you should have gone with him, Hallie.
Hey, I don't blame her for not wanting to walk home with him. He's kind of been a jerk all day.
True, but given their, close relationship, it might have been a good idea to go with him anyway.
Look, first off all, stop misunderstanding my relationship with Satori. And secondly, I'm sure that what Satori needs right now is some space. He'll be fine by tomorrow. By the weekend at the latest.
I think she's right, guys. I talked to him earlier and he just needs some alone time.
There, see? Nothing for you guys to worry about. I'll check on him later.
Great. Well, now that that's settled, let's move on to finishing the festival preparations. What's everyone going to be doing this weekend?
I know what I'm doing.
Of course. Natsuko will be preparing the treats for the event. But we'll need a lot of them in various flavors and colors. Can you handle all of that by yourself, Natsuko?
Yeah, of course. My mom will be baking them, so...
Is she? How nice of her to do that for us. Remember to thank her for me.
Yeah, sure.
As for myself, I will be printing and assembling all the poetry pamphlets. Satori will be helping me design them. And as for Yuri, you can,
Yuri looks embarrassed. Can Mateo really not find anything for him to do? Then again, he has been bizarrely out of character since yesterday. It must be distracting him. Well, since Satori isn't here, Pretty Boy clearly needs some backup. I better jump in. Yuri, you can be in charge of decorating and setting the atmosphere.
Atmosphere? About that, I love atmosphere.
Yuri's expression suddenly changes as he stares at his desk in focus. Your mind is already working, I see.
I'm sure you will come up with something interesting, Yuri. Great idea, Hallie. Now that just leaves you.
Me? Oh, damn it, I have to help too. I suppose that's to be expected. I am in the club after all.
Now, let's see. Yuri has a difficult task to handle. It would probably go a long way to give him a hand.
So many dirty jokes, so little time.
You can always help me out as well. I would be really appreciative of that.
Why has Mateo been so interested in spending time with me lately? And is he seriously suggesting I spend the weekend with one of my club members? Everyone's acting so weird today.
Well, I suppose I could use some help. Is there something you want to add, Natsuko?
Natsuko looks at me nervously.
It's just that, now that I think about it, my mom might be busy this weekend. So, yeah. I might have to do some baking myself. Not that it's a thing that I usually do, because I don't. But, maybe Hallie can help me. If she likes to bake, that is.
Natsuko, are you sure you're even suited for the task, since baking is something you claim to never do?
Hey, I never said I never do it. It's just not... Well, it's not like a hobby of mine or anything. But I do know how to do it, and I'll need help with it too. Besides, throwing together a couple decorations isn't gonna be that hard.
Excuse me. It'll be very meticulous work.
Oh, and baking isn't?
Both of you, stop it.
Mateo's sudden call to action silences the other two instantly.
This is going to be an easy argument to settle. In the end, it's up to Hallie to decide how she wants to contribute. Besides, maybe she wants to help me instead.
Yuri and Natsuko scowl at that last sentence, but they remain quiet.
Hallie, you're okay with this, right? In the end, it's up to you.
All right.
Fine.
So be it. In that case...
Everyone looks straight at me. Well, of course I'm going to go with Satori. Satori might benefit from spending the weekend with me after today's fight. He'll likely be wanting to apologize 20 times while we work. It'll be good for him and maybe even put him in a better mood. I mean, if it's going to be anyone, then I preferred helping Satori. We're already neighbors and...
But Mateo said...
Mateo said Satori's helping him. Jeez, you're so codependent. It's not gonna kill you to rip yourself away from Satori's side for a day.
Sorry, Hallie. This wasn't supposed to be so complicated.
Alright,
Mateo.
This might be my only opportunity to hang out with Mateo, especially since he's been a little nicer lately. Well, I guess I should probably be helping Mateo.
Fantastic decision.
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Mateo, you need to be at least help out of all of us.
I agree. Not only is your work already suited for just one person, but you've got Satori helping you as well. She has already made her choice.
Oh, come on. It's obvious you scared her into picking you in the first place.
Actually,
You're the club president, Mateo. You're supposed to make responsible decisions for the club.
Also, you shouldn't let any ulterior motives interfere with this decision. Ulterior motives? If anyone's got ulterior motives, it's you two.
Excuse me?
Otherwise, this wouldn't have been made into such a big deal in the first place. Mateo, that's totally false.
Yeah, we're the ones with a huge load of work to do. How are we supposed to do a good job if you make us work alone?
Well, I suppose... If we want our event to succeed, we need to appropriately distribute our resources. All right. I get it. It's technically most logical for Hallie to be helping one of you. So, I guess that's what we'll do.
It's gotta be one of those two. But I gotta be perfectly honest with you, dear viewer. If this plays out exactly like regular DDLC does, I would rather see their weekend events when we're actually on their routes. I mean, just get like both versions of the confession scene after reviewing both of those. So for the moment, I actually kinda want to head back to the first poem game and try another route. Yeah, let's do that. But I'll leave this one up to chance. Whichever the... actually, can I afford to do that? Well, I guess if we somehow get Satori, it'll just... Nah, you know what? I should try. We'll go for Natsuko next, because just he's next in line. How's that sound? Cuffling? I should have figured. Okay. Rage? Oh, come on. Bunny. Chocolate. Let's see. Dazzle? Dang. How about lollipop? Mouse. Hair. Dog. Yeah. Bike? Bike. Milk. Kitty. You liked Bat too, didn't you? Oh no, that was him. Vampire? I don't think vampire is going to be Natsuko. Kawaii. Bouncy? Bouncy. Why am I better at writing Natsuko poems than Satori poems? Head bones. That's what I'm wearing right now. Jumpy. Family? Nah, I should have seen that one coming. Jump. And cute. I'm confident that's enough to get his rep. Let's just move along.
Ugh! I hear Natsuko utter an exasperated sigh from within the closet. He seems to be annoyed by something. I approach in case he needs a hand. You need help looking for something in there?
Frigging Mateo! He never puts my stuff back in the right spot! What's the point in keeping everything organized if he's just gonna go mess it all up?
Natsuko slides a bunch of stacked books and boxes across the shelf. Comics?
You like comic books and manga, right?
I dabble. I was super into it when I was a kid until I moved on to video games. But I still have a collection that I flip through from time to time.
Well, I got 'em all. Take a look for yourself.
He takes a few steps away from the closet so I can see the various box sets. That's a pretty impressive collection. I spot a lone volume of manga amidst a stack of various books on the side of one of the shelves. Curious, I pull it out of the stack.
Hey, I was looking for that.
I notice a box of manga in the closet that's missing a volume. I take the liberty of slipping it into the empty slot. There you go.
Thanks. That looks so much better. Seeing a box set with one book missing annoys the hell out of me.
I know that feel. You can ask Satori how many times I've flipped out on him for not putting one of my games back in the proper case or slot. I take a closer look at one of the sets. It appears to be a much older series than the others. The Adventures of Captain Kidd? It sounds kinda childish. It must be out of my demographic. That, or it just sucks.
That's the first manga set I ever got when I was a little kid. I'm sure the story doesn't hold up. And the humor is probably really cheesy. But it's got sentimental value to me, you know?
Funny, I never pegged you as a sensitive guy.
Well, I'm no wuss. I'll fight if I have to. But I'm not a heartless jerk either.
Hey, there's only one jerk in this club, and it's not you. Besides, you don't need to worry about me judging a book by its cover. The good stuff is always on the inside anyway. In fact, I pulled the first volume of Captain Kidd from the box. Why don't you take me on a little trip back to your childhood?
Really?
Sure, it'll be fun. I check out the front cover. It features 4 teenage boys striking animated fight poses. It looks like any ninja series that caters to boys. Come on. I grab Natsuko's arm and pull him out of the closet.